that's broken. Somebody did get angry at this one.
I was trying to go with the snow load hypothesis. Look at this one. This right here was straight up.
So was that one?
Look how big it looks. It's straight up right there, and it got
Ripped off. Hello, it has been quite a while. Today you're going to see a twofer video. We've been doing a lot of exploring now that the weather's gotten good. We've been doing a lot of exploring, a lot of interviews and just talking to folks. COVID has kind of slowed things down, but we've been getting out there and but not doing a lot of video editing. So today is going to be a twofer for you. It's going to be my third trip that I took out to my area over down on the Arkansas River, as well as a trip that Mateo took with me about a month later. So I'm going to show you what we found, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much. Hey there. Thanks for going on this adventure with me. So I'm heading back into the place where I found those that tree with the red suckers broken off, where the hunters had rocks thrown at them a couple of years ago while they were turkey hunting. As I'm hiking in, I got a 4-mile hike to go here. As I'm hiking in, I come across a turkey hunter and his girlfriend. They just said that they were out here turkey hunting, didn't get any turkeys, but heard somebody across the river calling turkeys as well. Oh, that's nothing to be amazed about. But he also said they heard some loud, low yelling up the river where I'm going. I don't know quite what to make out of that. I'm a little nervous, I'll be honest. I'm hoofing it before it gets dark. I want to be in position and poke around down there before it gets dark. But I'm going to hang out there till after dark. I don't know. Intriguing, they heard some yelling. Turkey hunting. Like my friend heard. Or when he had the rocks thrown at him. So I'm walking through my area. It hasn't changed much. There's not a lot of new growth. Pretty much the same as it was. You see fresh sign of deer and such. Dead leaves. I'm making a lot of noise. The wind is behind me. I'm gonna try and take some animal paths in. And approach my trees wherever they are. Well, I made it here just in time. Sun is definitely going down. So not globe willows, Russian olives all over the place. None of them really have. There's one broken branch, but none of them really have broken branches. Not in this heated area, except for this tree right here. Here it is again. I'm going to put a flashlight on. Okay, that's freshly broken. That's broken. Look at these. Both of those are broken off. That's broken off. That's, like I said, 10 feet high. This one right here, this long one, is broken off. That's one of those that's been broken off. This is also broken, as is that one. I'm just intrigued. And here's Standing back. Here's that horizontal branch. It's about 4 feet high off the ground. I'm going to really, really look at this to see. So this is broken in the past month. Looking for scratches. Again, that's an old one. It was pushed that direction by something quite large. No scratches, not that I can see. Under the path, you see it's got little twiggies. These are broken off from something coming in through here. And then these are not broken off. But then these are. Now that's fresh bud. Fresh bud. So those are all fresh buds. This has been bent. You can see the twist in the wood. From, it was up here. Oh my gosh, it was up here. That was pulled this direction. That twisted it. Something pulled that branch down. Where it was sticking up. I'm going to try and prop it so you can see. Okay, see this branch? Right, where is it? Here. That's the branch. Right there. It was going straight up like that. Something made it come that direction, and it was pulled down. I pulled that down just like that. So it rotated down. Why this tree? You can see the destruction on top of this thing. There is one claw mark that I see. I see more. That's one claw mark. 2, 3, 4. So I'm suspecting something with claws climbed up this tree. Just inspecting. Now, I'll put my fingers next to it. If somebody can tell me what these claw marks are, that would be awesome. I'd appreciate it. If something had climbed up and used that branch as a prop and pulled it down to get up, sure. It's getting dark. Said I was going to hang out here till dark. So I was curious to find that tree close by. Again, none of the other trees in the immediate area were broken off that way. I think I'm a little nervous, but that's okay. Got a flashlight and my XD. The Russian olives have not been broken off the same way. The majority of them. Only a few that have been. And that's intriguing. Hey there. So I'm just sitting here beside the river, enjoying the, I don't want to look like a ghost. So here I'm sitting beside the river, just enjoying the sounds and letting things creep up on me. And, the river's flowing and I hear things splashing around in there, I guess. But about a minute ago, upriver, I heard, you know when you're walking in the river and you are walking across big rocks and one of them shifts underneath your feet and you hear that hollow, kind of that big heavy clunk of something moving? I just heard that up the river. Could be the water pushing a boulder. Absolutely. Could have been something else. I don't know. But that's what's happening. Other than that, I'm just sitting here quietly beside the river. Good morning. So it's May 16th, I believe it is. Mateo and I are camping out in my area. I just wanted to show you what the greenery looks like now. You'll see it is greener. Well, I'll keep spinning around. It is greener. There is, it still hasn't come into full. But you can see up in those trees, definitely some leaves and such. It's becoming far more beautiful up here. Last night was a wonderful night. Not too hot. Certainly not too hot. Not too cold. No mosquitoes. Nothing weird happened. Heard some, sounds and stuff, animals moving, but nothing weird happened. That's about it. And these are some of the Russian olives that I'm talking about. It's a beautiful tree. It's now blooming. And as I walk along, they're all around here. You can see them there. As I go to them, and what struck me most was the broken branches. And you could see the red branches coming up off of this. All winter growth. But again, you'll notice none of them are broken off. So here I am by kind of the stream of beaver ponds. This is a typical looking Russian olive. Very typical looking. Push my way through. And then come across this. Found this about a month ago. Just torn up. Those upper branches are broken. That one branch going that direction, this branch right here, that's at about 8, it's probably about 12 feet at the break. All bent back and broken down. This particular branch, now I just want to show you details. This particular branch has that horizontal one right here. It's about chest high on the trail, beaver trail. That particular branch started out standing straight up. It had been bent and pulled down like this. It's still growing, still alive. Really closely inspecting for scratches or anything like that. There are, and these I found a month ago, scratch marks claw marks. Definitely have some claw marks. If those happened at the same time, okay, maybe. I just wonder when. Now also, this branch, I believe that happened this, just recently, because these that were broken had buds on them. They're dried out now. This is a month old. Those had the buds on them. You can see just barely. It's all dried out now. So I don't know. Hypothetical, obviously, because we didn't see anybody do this. We don't know what did this. But this does lead to my tree. And again, broken branches laying on the ground in this immediate area. It's humid today. You see red branches all over the place. Dust it off. Okay, so I'm up in the tree looking at these breaks. Up high, I'm about 10 feet off the ground maybe. Would you say about 10 feet off the ground, my feet?
Yeah.
Okay, this branch here that's an obvious twist. It's been pulled down. These branches do twist when they get pulled. But that used to go up through here, that branch used to go up. It's been pulled down and towards us into here. I don't want to move too much here. Could I sit right there? If those new growth was not there, could I sit here? Goes down. And it's this one right here. That large branch comes down and is folded back. Hey there. So Mateo and I are wandering around. He's taking a little rest. I wandered down to the river in a totally different thicket and looking around just to see what there is to see. Same type of stuff, willows, cottonwoods, some more vines down here. And then I see this behind me. Another globe willow. See that? I'll show you that in a second. So I'm just wandering around. This is broken off this year. That's fresh growth. It's a fresh break. This branch went up a long way. That's at about 5.5 feet at the break. Looking at the general angle from that thing, the top of that branch right there. That's about 14 feet up, right here next to the river. That's the only branch on that tree broken. There's another branch is broken across perpendicular to the river. Or parallel with the river, sorry, not perpendicular. Is that a blind? Oh, look, here's more. That, you can see the angle of that. That was going almost straight up. That's now been brought straight down. That's strange. What tracks do we have? Deer. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's something serious climbed up there and broke it. And again, red ones that are broken. Is that one free or is that coming up out of the ground? Let me see. More broken. So this branch here was going almost straight up. Why is it down? This was pushed that direction. And then the hurricane. What is doing that to the red branches? Because that's what they're all the red ones. That one's ripped off. That one right there is just up and ripped off. That one right there. And yet those on that tree are not. Why this one? It's close to the river. It's kind of a hidey hole behind there. Could it be a blind? Maybe. But why up high? Okay, so Mateo just pointed this out to me. See these branches coming in from this direction? This branch is coming in from this direction. That is a blocking mechanism to keep things from going that way?
I think it's more for cover.
More for cover, but... And then this branch, that too was going almost straight up and was broken off to go this way. But interestingly, right next to it, there's one stripped off from there. Where is that? But that branch right there is not broken. All these in here are not broken, but this one is. I don't get it. Okay, so here we are spitballing ideas.
So let's assume that's to go from where you are through here. This is going to help cover more the opening, assuming.
Uh-huh.
And then it's going to move this way. And so these are going to help make more cover concealment as it moves back and forth. Again, just guessing. Until maybe.
There's the hidey hole.
But this would be the hidey hole like right here.
In this area.
Right here. And then like they could just stay right here like on their belly if they wanted to.
We just moved about, what, 20 yards up? And it is almost like a wall being built. Is this, now this is not the hurricane tree, is it?
No, it's over to the right there.
Because look on the outside.
Is there more?
Yeah. I mean, here's Hurricane 3 right here on the riverbank.
Welcome to Hurricane 4 then.
Let me inspect this one a little tighter, then I'll be there. Okay, you guys see this break? It's broken twice and bent in 2 different directions. That's broken. Somebody get angry at this one.
I was trying to go with the snow load hypothesis, but look at this one. Check this one out. This one right here was straight up.
So was that one.
See this? Look how big this one is. So straight up right there, and it got broken down.
Ripped off.
And this one looks like it's been ripped to the side.
This?
Markers, territorial.
No, this one was straight up and broken off.
Yeah, but this one's huge though, right?
No, I know. Yeah, so it's this one. This one's 2-inch diameter.
And there's a bunch over there that are large too. That I dismissed. Yeah,
That's straight up.
I'm having a harder time trying to dismiss it. I'm sorry. There's another one.
Yeah. And that would.
But I'm holding on to my reservation.
Yeah, no, it's good. Maybe it's not blinds. I'm wondering.
Yeah, I go around a lot to different possibilities.
It's this. This is a perch, yeah.
And it's heavy, like
That's some serious.
Yeah.
That goes down. So I'm here. Follow this branch. Goes down. It's then bent up. And then bent back. I'm calling these hurricane trees.
I'm intrigued. I don't know. It looks very reminiscent of what like a gorilla would do to build like. Well, obviously this isn't gonna hold something as large as a Sasquatch.
No.
But
Not a big one.
I don't even know if this would hold like a bear.
I don't know. Well, Jerry said, bears can stand on barbed wire, so.
Yeah, but it has the strength to hold like a 300-pound bear.
I know. Well, that most certainly is claw marks. Bear? I mean, yes, it's claw marks, no doubt. But why would a bear climb this tree? This is new because of the growth, the leaves.
Where did it break it from?
Why are they pissed off at red branches?
Maybe there's something on there we have not identified yet.
So we're proposing different things, and one thing coming up is bear, but we have not yet seen any poop.
Yeah, of any like animal other than deer. Maybe elk. A lot of bird tracks.
Yeah. And if I look at those trees over there, I do not see, from this distance, I don't see the same kind of damage done to those trees. River. And I heard voices on the other side of the river. I hope you enjoyed that twofer. It was a lot of fun. A good time to have Mateo down there too. This is the first time he'd seen what I've been experiencing, what I've been finding as I've been investigating. Again, keep in mind, this is supposedly the area where some hunters had a couple of rocks thrown at them. So that's why we're checking this out. I want to talk about the hurricane trees. They're really important. That's the one thing that really caught my attention initially, and obviously we're getting more information. One, why am I calling them hurricane trees? Well, it's because of the look. They're all messed up. They're just a mess of branches and suckers and stuff going all over every which way. They're all disheveled. The branches on these trees are broken, but they're not disarticulated from the tree. They're still held on by the bark. So a lot of them are folded over. And, and some of them are left loose in there. But the ones that are folded, interestingly enough, they're not just folded once, but they're also folded a second time and even a third time. So it's obviously manipulated. It's not snow load. The size of these things is significant, that they're all about 6 feet-ish in diameter. You can't measure it, but it's 6 feet-ish. And that there are indeed some, not all the time, but there are some small and some claw marks going up into these trees. Some large, some small, so that's kind of interesting. Let me see, what else? So we have the look, we have the location. The location of every one of these hurricane trees is unique. Each one is on the river edge. Now keep in mind, we've found 3 of them so far. I expect to find more, but we found 3. The 4th one, we're not calling a hurricane tree. We're actually calling that a anger tree because it doesn't fit the profile of the hurricane trees. Part of that profile is the location. 1, that it's on right on the river's edge. 2, it's the visual look of it. But 3, that the location is, it's 6 to 10 feet off the ground. All of them are. So it's not up 20 feet in the air. It's relatively low. It's on the edge of a thicket. It's never inside the thicket. That's the reason we discounted the anger tree. But it's on the edge of a thicket, which means you can get in and out of the thicket to this thing all the time. Another peculiar thing, and again, we need more exploration to find this out, but everyone we found thus far has been on the north side of the river. I haven't seen any on the south side of the river. I haven't investigated the whole river. That's something we want to do, but it's flowing too high right now and too fast for us to really look at the river all the way through. But that is something we want to do. But everything we've seen so far has been on the north side. Now, the reason that's peculiar is because the south side is accessible by people. The north side is not very accessible. You can do it, but it's a pain in the neck to do. So that's kind of peculiar. Another thing about these is when the branches were broken, what time. It was always, all these red suckers have been broken in the late winter, early spring, February, maybe April at the latest. That's before the leaves have come out. Now, why are all these things important? The look, the location, and the time. Well, we're trying to figure out what made these and why. They all seem to be done at the same time. So what's the purpose? What's the reason behind it? Could it be a nest? Yeah, I guess it could be. It could be bears, potentially, because there are claw marks. We certainly see that. But it doesn't look like a bear nest, nor does it look like a heron nest, or for that matter, a great ape nest. Most of those nests are actually fairly compacted down. These are all jumbled. You can perch in them, but that it's a nest per se, I'm having a hard time agreeing with that, but I might be persuaded. What I think is a little more likely as to what these things are is that they're a perch of some sort. Why do I say that? Well, one, the suckers all come up and have been bent in, and they've been manipulated before the leaves come in. I suspect that it's for camouflage, that the shapes, Matteo mentioned this too, that the shapes break up the form. As I'm up in the one tree, he saw me and he said, hey, I could barely see you aside from your white face. Now imagine if I were, let's say, dark or even a reddish tone. Could I be camouflaged in that tree far better? Absolutely. So I think that's a very strong possibility. Also, you have a 180-degree view from these perches. Upriver, downriver, and across river. You can see the whole thing. You also have an easy egress back into the thicket from these branches. So Could it be a nest? Yes. Do I suspect it's something else? Yes. Do I suspect that it's a perch, a lookout perch? Yeah, that's my gut feeling. I don't know. I've never seen a creature in there. I don't know what makes them. That is something we will be checking out in the future. We have plans on setting up cameras to actually watch some of these specific trees from a great distance. And we're hoping that that bears fruit and that we can actually see whatever is making these branches break this way. So that's about it. The hurricane trees are very interesting. We've found, and it's coming up on the next set of videos, we found a lot more interesting stuff in this area as well as other areas up and down the river. And we'll be presenting that data as we go. And we've got some great video, we've got some interesting audio. We also have some one very interesting still that's going to be coming up shortly. One of the things I am doing is reaching out to experts. I've reached out to Russian olive tree experts here in Colorado. They're known as a noxious weed here, and so there are the weed abatement people who are specifically and know these trees very well, much better than I do. So I want to learn about their growth and when they grow and when they leaf and all that such. But I suspect I'm really darn close with my intuitive feeling on that. But I want to get some expert knowledge. We're also reaching out to people at the Department of Wildlife who are interested in what we've been presenting thus far, and so much so that they're actually interested in going out and seeing in person what we've been finding. And honestly, I'd love to have them give their interpretation of the data that we're finding. So if you have any information, or if you have any theories or suspicions as to what's creating these hurricane trees or anything else that we're finding so far, please let us know in the comments. I really would appreciate that. You know, it's just it's a group effort. We all have theories. If you have ever seen an animal climbing up and doing this type of damage to a tree, please let me know. But I want you to have seen it with your own beady eyes, not a report of it. This is peculiar, and that's about it. So as we examine and we learn and we grow more, we'll present our findings to you so that you can join with us. My hope is that clarity will come of all this, whether it's bear or Sasquatch or something else. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Cheers.